grounding my ethics and morals under my worldview, based on my upbringing, my culture, and where I come from, and how I was raised by my parents, and the surrounding environment that in which I came from. This is something that is grounding for everybody, and to include people who grew up with their morals coming from their religious culture, or whether they come from Christianity, Islamic.
Real quick. So that wouldn't
go for it.
That wouldn't be a grounding, right? You're saying that you ground your
I wasn't
ethics.
finished yet, but go ahead.
You weren't even close to it. So you're stating that you ground your morals and your ethics from, how you were raised, your culture,
I was
your
giving
environment.
a general synopsis.
Yeah. The question that I'm asking you is a higher order question. So I'm speaking about morals themselves. So do you think that morality is subjective or objective?
I think it's subjective.
If morals is subjective, then it cannot be grounded. This would mean that it would change. So once you say it's subjective, you are incapable of giving a grounding for morals.
I think just because just because you say that it's grounded doesn't mean that it's not incapable of changing.
It changes.
That can absolutely happen.
When I'm saying that something is grounded, I'm looking for an epistemic justification for the thing to be true, but also it's unchanging. If it changes, then it isn't grounded. Like for an example,
changes doesn't mean
you believe that grape is bad, right?
Yes.
Okay, someone can believe that grape is good. Who would be right?
If someone believed that grape is good?
Yeah. What would make who right?
That would be the evidence of the human experience over time. That will see that as bad and wrong.
Okay, his human experience, he believes that it's
not just
right. Grape is good. He believes that grape is good. You believe that it's bad. Who is actually valid? Who's right?
Based off the human experience, the people who
his experiences believe that it's good.
Not his. The human experience.
It's subjective.
That's what I said. I agree.
If it's subjective, it's his subjective experience versus your subjective experience. His subjective experience, he comes to the conclusion that grape is good. You came to the conclusion that grape is bad. Who's right?
If he came to the conclusion that grape is bad, he would have to balance that conclusion.
No, he came to the conclusion that grape is good. You came to the conclusion that grape is bad. Who's right?
He would have to balance that conclusion off of something else, off the other people, of the surrounding experiences.
Other people? So exactly. Subjective is based off of consensus, based off of people agreeing.
Partially, yes.
Okay, well, let's just broaden this.
Actually,
let's say that it's a collection of people. There's a country. They believe that grape is good versus another country. They believe that grape is bad. Who's right?
A country, a nation of people who believe that grape is good versus a country that believe grape is bad.
Yes. Have you ever heard of a little island?
Yes.
Called it's a little island, and it's a tribe. Papua New Guinea is a tribe called the Cum Warriors, where as a rite of passage, kids have to do, adult acts on other male adults as a rite of passage to become a warrior. So this would be a form of grape or pedophile. And in this society, they believed that it was good. And the kids believed that it was good. A whole society of people, right? What actually makes that bad under your worldview? I know that you agree that it's bad, but what would actually make that bad?
Under the society on which I grew up and came from, my experience in my society.
They don't agree with you, man.
Looking, they wouldn't agree. That's not my position. And you agree that wouldn't be my position either. But looking
my question is, who would actually be right? Who would be valid?
The people who grew up in that society. If they decided that was right, then they decided that was right.
Okay, got it. There we go. So here's where we're at. You believe that grape is bad. There's a society they believe, like you and your society, great, bad. There's another society, they believe great, good. You just conceded and said that, well, it would actually be good under their society. That's crazy.
No, that's not crazy.
This isn't a grounding. You conceded. Listen, you conceded to the argument because you just said that you're valid in your own. Stop it. You just conceded and said that you're valid in your own subjective way under your society, and they're valid under their own subjective way in their society, right? But who's actually valid? What is actually good?
This is something that we've talked about throughout the entire history of civilization. We can go back to World War II when we decided this: capitalism versus socialism.
You giving me
capitalism
an explanation about history does not justify.
When we talk about the differences between nations and how they
that's not an answer to my question.
To move forward,
that doesn't make it valid. History doesn't make it anything valid.
I'm not saying it makes it different.
You're not answering my question.
Those societies and those people, how they conduct themselves.
Obfuscation. Answer the question. Who's actually more valid?
I just gave a more realistic world example than your.
Who's valid? You can't ground. Example. Listen, you are demonstrating how atheists cannot ground morals, because one society believes that a thing is good, another society believes that the same thing is bad, and you said that, well, no one would be valid. That's the conclusion to your argument. If you're valid here and they're valid there, but I'm asking you who is actually valid and you can't answer it, this means that there's no grounding to it. You don't know. You don't know if grape is actually bad or good.
Okay.
Want to move on to logic?
Yeah, we can. I mean,
all right.
I feel like I've already settled that argument.
Yeah, I know. Which I'm trying to explain to you. You're not grounding morals. You are explaining things in a way where it will be ungrounded because it's just changing. And not only that, you don't actually have a true standard for morality itself. Like a grounding of something, it requires an epistemic justification. And this epistemic justification for the thing to be true, that can't change. It can't be true and then also false. That's not a grounding to it. So now let's move on to logic. You're an atheist. So go ahead, ground logic for me.
So again, when you come, logic and morals are actually something that those things are kind of overlap in a way. When you're talking about logic and morals, given it for your logic to make sense to you, it would be based on the things that you grew up with, things that you experienced, things that you have passed down from your lineage. From
logic is subjective.
Wherever you, yes.
So 1 + 1 doesn't always equal 2.
No, 1 + 1 does equal 2.
Are there times where 1 + 1 wouldn't equal 2? No. So this means that then logic would be objective because we use logic to get to 1 + 1 equaling 2.
But that's
so math. You're not math about... would infer that we have logic, right? So yes, if it's the case,
would you agree that math can change?
Stop it. You just said that.
Would you agree that math can change?
Stop it. We'll get to that point in a second. Right, I'll just answer it. Math. And no, math wouldn't, a formula to get to the answer, you can have multiple different formulas to get to an answer, but, the truth of math, that wouldn't change. Like 1 + 1 would always equal 2. It would never change to equal 17. So now let's get back to my question, right? You just first started speaking about logic and you said that, well, logic is subjective. Then I ask you a question and I say that, well, would 1 + 1 always equal 2? You say yes, which means that it's objective. And math infers that we have logic because we need logic to get to math, right? So I'm just asking, I want you to answer the question, please ground logic under your atheist worldview. Where would that be grounded at under atheism?
Would you agree that the laws of gravity can be broken?
I don't know.
That's right. You don't know. We don't have the answers for that yet.
What does gravity have to do with logic?
The fact that you don't know that can be grounded in a mathematical equation. Is that right?
The fact that I don't know that can be grounded in a mathematical equation.
No,
well,
no.
You asked me a question. Can gravity
I'm saying that
be broken? Like meaning that there's no more gravity. There's always going to be some sort of gravity.
okay, the laws of physics.
What's your point? Go ahead. Give me
The laws of physics can reach to a degree to where it can't be explained.
the laws of physics can reach a degree where something can't be explained.
Yes.
And what does this demonstrate to ground logic? How does
beyond
this?
human comprehension?
You're making very bad arguments. It's not an argument, actually. What are you saying here?
Okay. Yeah. I'm asking, can the laws of physics go beyond the comprehension of human?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. So that would make it subjective.
Physics is matter. Physics is material. Is logic material?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yes.
so logic is made out of material. So where is logic at?
Logic comes from God.
You're an atheist. You don't believe in God.
That's right.
Okay, so then you just lied to me. Then it doesn't
did.
come from God. Okay,
Yes.
so why don't you be
absolutely
good
just lied
faith?
to you.
I'm being good faith. Why don't you be good faith? You just said that logic is material. I'm asking you, where is it? Where do we find logic at if it's made out of material?
You find it everywhere.
Okay, can we find it in a microscope, a telescope? What instrument
A
can we
telescope
find
and a
or tool?
microscope is something that's everywhere, right?
Okay, well, what tool or instrument can we find logic?
You can find it in any tool or instrument.
Okay.
It's all made of matter.
And has scientists ever found logic?
Yes.
They did. Wow. Can you send a link to me so I can show everybody? Because that'd be a great find.
Sure.
Yeah. Where's the link?
One.
You're lying. You don't have a link. This dude is making up lies. Oh man. Yo, he's just wasting time. Bang the phone. Yeah, I'm about to get the next caller up, bro.
Yeah, you have a good one.
Listen, so he left himself. He had no good arguments. Zero good arguments. This guy said logic is material. Okay, well, physics, that would be them observing and doing some experiments based off of the material world. But logic is not material. You can't find logic at all. Logic would be immaterial. It would be in a transcendental category. He doesn't know what he's speaking about. Let's get the next caller up. This guy's been waiting for a while. All right, welcome to No Fugazee Podcast. Let me get your name and age.
Mikhail, 18.
All right, you're 18, and what prompt do you want to debate?
The first one, because I think the guy who did it previously did a very bad job at it.
Okay, all right. So atheists can't ground logic and morals. Okay, let's see if you can do a better job. So go ahead and give me your argument for grounding logic.
Yeah, so logic wouldn't necessarily be grounded because the way you view logic is not in the way in which I would view logic. So when I view logic, I don't view it as a transcendental system. I view it as more of a functional one. So like, sure, it is objective in the sense that logical truths would be present even if a mind wasn't there to comprehend them. Like, for example, if there were no human beings, the Earth would still orbit the sun, and the sun would still be a spherical shape. That is true. But what I disagree with is that logic is transcendental. Like, for example, 1 + 1 = 2 is true, even if a mind doesn't exist. But the concept of 1 + 1, or concept of 1, the concept of plus, or the concept of equals, and the concept of 2 wouldn't exist without a mind. But what they describe, what they conceptually articulate, are what exist without a mind. So,
Okay,
grounding
so if logic isn't transcendental, then what is logic?
logic is just a functional system in which we've used to understand things that are, in a sense, transcendental. But logic itself is not transcendental.
Okay, so is logic immaterial?
Yes.
Is
Like the
logic
system
universal?
itself, yes.
Is it invariant?
Yes.
Is it conceptual?
Yes.
Okay, it's
I want to be
transcendental.
clear. I want to be clear. I want to be clear. As a system, it's conceptual, but what it articulates is not conceptual.
So the function and how humans use logic, we would agree that the way we articulate things, like we need logic to predicate, we need logic to speak sentences. Correct, but
Pretty
I'm
much,
speaking
yeah.
about logic in it of itself. You admitted that it's immaterial, universal, and invariant.
Wait.
This would be this would be transcendental. So if it's the case that you don't believe that it's transcendental, you can say that you don't believe it, but that would be in fact what a transcendental is.
Do you mind if I politely interject?
Sure, go ahead.
When you say logic in of itself, what are you trying to like point at? Because I want to be very clear with what you're trying to describe.
I already just described it.
No, you said logic in of itself. Are
Yeah,
you
I just
talking
did.
about the system?
I've given you the ontology of logic.
Yeah, I disagree with you. Logic does not have ontology.
Okay, so it's not immaterial, universal, or invariant? That's not part of
so
what
when I say-
makes logic?
Host, when I say something as ontology, I want to be clear so I define my terms so I do not confuse you. When I say something as ontology, I mean that it has a material existence. Like, for example, you have ontology.
Okay, so
I have
you go
ontology.
to material existence. Okay, I believe that things have ontology that they don't have any material existence.
That
They
is not
have
how
a
ontology is
they
defined
have
by the
a nature and characteristics about itself. We just literally explained and went through the characteristics of logic, what makes logic logic. We said that it's immaterial, meaning that it's not in the physical world. We say that it's universal. It applies everywhere, in America and in China, everywhere. It's invariant. It doesn't change over time. This is explaining the nature, the ontology of the thing that we're speaking about. And it is not. Are you telling me that you just only believe in physical things? You don't believe in immaterial things?
No, I'm not a physicalist. That's not what my claim was.
Okay, so then you're telling me that logic isn't...
May I politely interject?
Oh, real quick.
May I politely... Okay.
I got you. You're like speaking out of two sides of your mouth. You say that logic isn't a transcendental, right? A transcendental would be, it would have the ontology and the makeup of an immaterial, universal, invariant concept. That's what a transcendental would be. But you say that you don't believe that it's transcendental, but you do believe that it has the same makeup of what a transcendental would be. So it's like A and also not A. It's a logical contradiction.
I understand.
Or you just don't believe, like,
Host.
I don't really know. What
May I speak, host? May I respond?
Go ahead.
I was saying, now your argument would only be valid only if that is what I actually said. I did not say logic is, I did not say what makes up logic is transcendental.
No. What is transcendental?
So transcendental in this case would be something that exists or something that has ontology outside of a human mind.
So transcendental would be something that exists outside of the human mind.
Right. So
Okay.
when we
So-
specifically talk here.
Okay, got it. And you just said that would logic exist outside of the human mind?
The logic as a system wouldn't exist in the human mind.
No.
Without
Logic
a human
itself. Would logic exist outside of the human mind?
Logic would not exist outside of the human mind as a system.
Okay. So 1 + 1 doesn't always equal 2?
No, that's a contradiction. That's not what I'm
Okay.
saying.
So that's not a contradiction. What are you speaking about?
No, so as in, it's not it's not no contradiction. I mean, it's not what I'm saying. If you just let me speak and I'll articulate my position, you wouldn't be able to maybe you'll be able to understand what I'm saying.
I've been listening to you, but you haven't been making sense.
You keep asking me.
Does one answer? So real quick, you answered it already. 1 + 1 doesn't always equal 2, correct?
No, I disagree. That's not what I'm saying.
So 1 + 1 always equals 2?
Yes.
Okay, if it's the case that 1 + 1 always equals 2, it equals 2 if human beings aren't here, right?
Yes.
And if you have math, that infers logic. You just contradicted yourself. You just debunked your entire argument. If it's the case, stop it. Now I'm going to speak because it's the cook session. If it's the case that 1 + 1 equals 2 and human beings are not here, you just previously said that, well, logic would only exist if human beings were here. That's what you said. You said logic only exists in human minds. But if we take away all human minds, 1 + 1 still equals 2, which means that logic, you need logic to get to 1 + 1 equaling 2.
Habibi, talking over me will not support your argument.
No, me talking is not a talking over you. What supports my argument is that I just refuted it. I refuted your argument.
Anything because you've not let me speak, you haven't even heard my argument in its full-fleshed form.
Okay, so how about this? Because now you're gaslighting. That's what that's called, right? Because we know the entire chat know what you said. So what we're going to do is we're going to run it back. And if you're dishonest, I'm going to get the next caller up. So does logic exist in the human mind?
As a system, yes.
Logic itself, does it exist in the human mind?
But you can't define logic like that because it doesn't have like a set.
How are you going to tell me what I can't define if you already agreed to what we define logic is? Is logic immaterial? You said yes. Is logic universal? You said yes. Is logic, stop it. You're in a total contradiction. Listen,
oh my God.
You admitted, because you're gaslighting. Let's go back another step. Is logic immaterial, universal, and invariant? Yes or no?
As a system, yes.
No. Yes or no?
As a system, yes. I have to be specific.
Okay, stop it. As a system, yes. Right? And if something is universal, it can't exist solely in the mind because are human beings' minds universal? No, human beings' minds are finite. So you debunk yourself again, which means that logic can't even exist as a system in a human mind. It would have to exist in a human mind, but also outside of a human mind because it's universal. The system itself.
Look, man. Listen, I don't know. Come here to just be like. All
right, now you're just lying, bro. You out of here, bro. Low IQ.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just you're a liar. He kept contradicting every word he says. First, logic. He agrees it's immaterial, universal, and invariant. He says as a system just now. Okay, great. But before he just says, well, no, that's what it is in and of itself. That's what logic would be. But then he says as a system, it would be that. Okay. But then he also says that, well, logic exists in a human mind as a system. Well, if it exists in a human mind as a system and is universal, invariant, and immaterial, well, a mind can't hold that in a universal. How can a mind hold something that's universal? Or human beings are finite. Are we everywhere? Right? Are we invariant? Like what? Are we immaterial? Like, what is he speaking about, bro? Like, these atheists have the worst arguments. So if you like this video and want to watch more, click right here. But if you want to watch the full episode, click right here.